Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and I just want to say that I'm actually not clickbaiting you. Pantheon is seriously S plus tier if you play him like I'm gonna explain to you right now. He got a massive buff, and by the way, at the beginning of the video I'm gonna be explaining what to build on Pantheon. If you don't care about this, you can skip to the gameplay immediately, timestamps in the description. Also, I'm doing a 10 skin giveaway. All you gotta do to enter, put down comments under this video and under other videos that I upload on April to increase your chances. Okay, let's start with the build. So I have tried many builds on Pantheon. I experimented a lot, I lost a lot of games, but then I started winning. And when was the point that I started winning? When I started with Yumo's Ghostblade. This is absolutely This is absolutely the best first item on Pantheon. There is no other item that is good. So you could Umbral Glaive, it can work, but the reason that I think that I know Yumo's Ghostblade is the best is because of the movement speed. Yumo's Ghostblade, first of all, gives you amazing stats, really nice. You know, the flat armor penetration, the attack damage, the ability haste is all perfect for Pantheon. But the most important thing is the bonus movement speed. You know, you're going to be able to catch out an enemy with your second ability like this. So get Yumo's Ghostblade. Okay, after Yumo's Ghostblade, of course, get boots, you know, tier 1 boots at least, maybe even tier 2 boots. So what kind of boots do you get? Let me tell you. If the enemy has a lot of attack damage, get plated steel caps. If they have a lot of stuns and things like that, get Mercury's threads. If they don't, you know, get Ionian Boots of Lucidity. You don't need Boots of Swiftness because you already have enough movement speed from the Yumo's Ghostblade. So make sure you get one of these 3 boots. Okay, after that, I go for Trinity Force. Now you might think, what the hell is Trinity Force? Like, how does that make sense on Pantheon? Let me explain. So Trinity Force, it's basically meant for your second ability, you know? Whenever you use your second ability to dash to an enemy, you're gonna do incredible burst damage because of the Trinity Force. Also, you know, after your first ability, it's gonna be very nice to have that Trinity Force proc. And when you build a Trinity Force, you need to start with a Sheen, and then after that, get wait, I lost the item. After that, get Phage. You know, first Sheen and then Phage, because Phage is going to give you even more movement speed. Okay, after you finish off the Trinity Force, get a Proto Belt. I have tried different types of boots. Honestly, Redemption and Proto Belt, these are the only 2 boots that I go for on Pantheon. Go for Proto Belt if you want to do really aggressive dashing, like if you really want to dive the enemy, catch them out, things like that. And go for Redemption, you know, if you need the Redemption heal and damage. So Redemption is very nice if you have very elongated fights, and what I mean with that, if you have like longer sustained fights, then throwing a Redemption in the middle of the fight can be really strong. If you have very burst heavy fights, go for a Proto Belt. Basically that, you know. So burst, Proto Belt, sustain, Redemption. After these items, it's completely situational what you need to build. If if there is no situational item, like if you're just playing the game, get Starrick's Gauge. This item is really nice, especially with the Trinity Force as well. It's gonna make you tankier, gonna give you base attack damage. Basically, all in all, a good item on Pantheon. Okay, let's say the enemy has Soraka, Nasus, and Mundo in one team. What do? You get a Thornmill. You know, you get a Thornmill third item. By the way, if they have a lot of healing in the early game too, after you finish the Yumo's Ghostblade, don't start with your Trinity Force. Get a Brambles fast and keep the Brambles fast. You know, don't finish up the Thornmill, just keep the Brambles fast, you know, to reduce their healing, and then go for Trinity Force. Keep that in mind. So you can also get Guardian Angel. When is Guardian Angel good? Guardian Angel is good if you just need armor. You know, if you need armor, get a Guardian Angel, because first of all, it gives you damage. Secondly, armor. Third of all, of course, Guardian Angel, you know, the passive of Guardian Angel. Now, don't go for Deadman's Blade, because the passive is the same as Yumo's Ghostblade. Don't make that mistake, guys, please. You can also go for Death's Dance. You know, Death's Dance is an incredible item against burst damage. Keep this in mind. Death's Dance is good against burst damage because it reduces burst damage and it allows you to take the damage as damage over time. Okay. Honestly, about the items, like it's very situational. As I said, you can go for almost everything. Randuin's Omen, really good against critical damage. This item could potentially be good if the enemy has a lot of ability power and if your team has a lot of ability power too, because what does this item do? Whenever you engage on the enemy, which Pantheon is really good at, by the way, you not only you'll have magic resist, but you're gonna make the enemies take 15% bonus magic damage. This is actually kind of huge, okay? I've also tried some Fire Ages and I don't like it, so I don't recommend you to go for it. Also, Force of Nature is incredibly good on Pantheon if you need magic resist, okay? So if you need magic resist and your team has a lot of magic damage, go for Abyssal Mask. If you need magic resist, you know, just magic resist, get Force of Nature, because this item is also going to give you bonus movement speed. Okay, about runes. Conqueror for sure. He can stack up Conqueror really, really fast. Just go for it, okay? Here I go for Brutal. Now, honestly, I think Champion would be better now that I'm thinking about it, because Pantheon is really, really early game based champion. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna change it. Go for Champion. I'm gonna change my build. Yeah, Champion. Champion is better than Brutal. Like, okay, if you're playing Pantheon for the first time or two, you can go for Brutal to play it safe. But Champion is definitely gonna be better, because with this item and the recent Pantheon buffs, oh my god, you're gonna dominate the early game, and you have to dominate the early game. But more on that later during the video. Here I go for Hunter Titan, because when I'm playing jungle Pantheon, you know, I'm ganking all the lanes, so I'm supposed to get kills, and then, you know, it's quite easy to stack up the Hunter Titan. And here, Mastermind. Now you could be thinking about Hunter Genius, but I just prefer, I just prefer Mastermind just to take dragons and turrets faster, especially with the first ability too. For the spells, of course, Smite, you know, because you're playing jungle. Okay, let's get onto the gameplay. Alright, onto the gameplay. So I don't want to waste your time. I'm already gonna tell you what the strategy is. Early game, okay? Basically, these two words, early game. What do you do? Now, in the early game, you'll take your jungle, get level 3, and then you have to prioritize kills over farm. You need to snowball. Now, Pantheon is really, really strong in the early game. Really, really, really strong. Like, really strong. So you need to force fights. Like, even if the fight is at a disadvantage for you, if your teammates just help you, you are guaranteed gonna win. Gank lanes, rotate, leave your farm if you can get kills. Like, listen to me, okay guys, and watch how I play the game, because what I'm saying here is super important. If you don't do what I'm saying right now, you're gonna lose. Why? Because Pantheon is early game. He sucks in the late game. He is an absolute early game champion. So as you can see, I'm already looking at the mid lane. You know, I see that he's low. But I'm thinking by myself, can I kill him? No. You know, I'm like, no, I cannot kill him because he backed off. So it's not worth to spend my time to go for it. As you can see, you know, I'm just going for my farm. I'm gonna take the blue buff, and then immediately I'm gonna look for fights, you know. First of all, I'm gonna try to take the Rift Scuttler, but if I see that I can take any fight, I go for a fight. Oh, by the way, a quick thing to mention, look, I have a sweeper. What I did, I suggest you to rewind the video if you didn't actually see how I got the sweeper. What I did is I rotated to my CP buff. I rotated to my blue buff. I put down a ward at the blue buff. Then I went back, took the sweeper and farmed my red. So look, here I'm looking at the top lane. I see that they're low. What am I gonna do? Of course, leave my farm. Boom, easy kill, you know? I helped the Ezreal get a kill. At least they got a kill back from their death. This is what you have to do. Exactly what I'm doing here. This is what you have to do. Again, look. I'm seeing a fight in the mid lane, skipping the farm. What am I doing? Waiting in the bush until the Yasuo overextends. And of course, easy kill. This is how you play Pantheon, guys. And I really, really want to stress how important it actually is to play him like this. Like, think about it. Imagine if I played him like a normal jungler and just took the Rift Scuttler. What would have happened? We would have been 0-2 in this game. Maybe even 0-3. Because both top laners would have died. And actually 0-2. Our mid laner survived. I'm sorry. But we would have been behind. And right now, we are ahead. Because of me. It's all because of me right now. But, so when you're playing Pantheon, like, if it's your first time playing jungle, don't play Pantheon. You really need to be experienced. Like, look, utilizing my ultimate, easy peasy kill. Again, don't farm. Like, it's true that my farm is up, but as I said, I am prioritizing kills. And you have to snowball, because even if you're snowballing, you are gonna get weaker in the later game. It doesn't matter how strong Pantheon is, his kit is just trash in the early game. Because the way that his kit works is you basically single out an enemy and kill that enemy. That's basically how it works. The only good ability in the late game is his third ability, because, you know, you put a shield up. and block damage. But they actually nerfed his third ability, which kind of sucks, you know. Like right now, even if it's buffed, it only blocks damage for 1.5 seconds instead of the initial 2.5 seconds that it was. So take a look again. You know, I am looking for ganks. Like Pantheon is basically like Lee Sin, but even more aggressive and even better in the early game. Look, boom, always doing something. Here it is. Like this should be a kill, right? He flashed away, but you know, it should be a kill anyways. So let's take a look at what's gonna happen. Boom. And boom. Easy. I am 3-0 right now. I am gonna get my Umos Ghostplate. And then, again, of course, we have to Force Dragon. And what I mean with Force Dragon, listen carefully, guys. Force Dragon, but we have to kill Evelyn. Because Evelyn outsmites me. Look, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm probably gonna ping to fight. If I don't, then I'm actually trolling. So my team understands. Look, this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful by the team. We are fighting. Even though we took kind of a bad fight, as you can see, look at my damage. Oh my god. Boom. Oh, wow. I actually got wrecked. Ooh, I died, unfortunately. That was actually a really, really bad fight. And as you could see, even though we took a bad fight, we still did fine. But what should have happened here... Yeah, what should have happened here is my team should have waited just a little longer for me to be there. But right now, I have my ultimate. So they can engage in a fight and I can join them. And this is also yet another thing that is really, really strong about Pantheon in the early game. You can always roam around to bot lane, top lane, mid lane, dragon, Rift Herald, everything with your ultimate. And here, of course, I smite the dragon, you know, easy peasy kill. He jumps over the wall, I stun him, and he has no chance. No chance. It is so easy to catch out an enemy on Pantheon, guys, and you all have to do it with a second ability. And let me tell you a combination that is very, very important on Pantheon, which is using your second ability when it's empowered. As you can see in this game, 90% of the times that I use my second ability, it's empowered. And the reason for that is, first of all, it deals bonus damage. Secondly, after you use an empowered second ability, you're gonna get 3 stacks immediately. As you can see, boom, see that? 3 stacks. So use your second ability, then basic attack, and then another basic attack, and then your first ability. You know, the empowered first ability. I never recommend you to start a fight with your first ability. Never, 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 never. Don't do it. It's not good. Start a fight with your second ability, you know, of course, to catch out an enemy. And if it's empowered, you know, you're gonna stack up very easily and deal the most damage as possible. Very, very important combination, guys. Okay, right now, you know, we're still snowballing the game, but it's not going that well. We're 12-7. Like, my team is not really doing that well. The Corki especially is getting quite fat. He got a shutdown kill on me as well. So when the Corki is getting fat, you know, remember the example that I gave with the big strong guy and the little children? Corki is getting a little strong, you know. He's like a fat kid right now, you know, a fat kid upcoming monster. He's like an upcoming monster. He's growing up. So I don't want him to grow up. What I want to do is I want to smash him in his head and, you know, put him in his room and don't allow him to grow up. Because if he grows up and becomes a very strong guy, he's gonna destroy me. Like right now, I am a strong guy, but I'm a strong guy becoming an old man. You know, like I start the game as a strong guy, but I'm slowly becoming an older man. And when you become an older man, you're not really gonna be able to destroy the enemy as much, right? So of course, you want to utilize your strong guy moments. So yeah. Like, I really don't want to give the Corki a kill here. Like, as you can see, I'm desperately pinging the Darius to come, but unfortunately, he's too late. Ah, if the Darius had rotated just a little earlier, man, that would have been so good for us. Triple kill. Oi, 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 he already grew up. Unfortunately, he smashed the door of his room. He went out and he actually grew up by himself. This guy is a savage. And the Corki is 7-on-1. So what I'm doing here is like, I'm thinking, what should be my game plan right now? Like, how are we supposed to win the fight? And I decided here, the way that I can kill Corki is I need to wait for him to use his second ability, and then I need to jump on him. I need to catch him out. That's basically how I can kill him. It's of course going to be really hard because I'm waiting for a mistake of him. But the thing is as well, our win condition in this game is to kill the rest. Because basically all the enemies are not playing that well, except for the Corki. But the Corki is playing incredibly well. That's kind of the problem. So let's take a look at what's going to happen here. I'm going on the Corki, as you can see. I just want to go for the Corki. The Corki was actually at the bottom, unfortunately. So let's take a look. The Corki is overextending a lot. Boom. I'm smiting him, slowing him, just going on the Corki. Boom, easy kill. This is the power of Pantheon, guys. If someone is singled out, you can stun him with your second ability and kill him. Here I'm kind of overextending, not gonna lie. Boom! With my shield. Easy. Oh, it's not a kill actually. Wow. Nice. Yes, that's good. So close. Yeah. Of course, you can utilize Pantheon's third ability to block damage. Use it at the right moment, guys. I really like to use it after I engage. Like I use my second ability, then my first ability, and then when I'm in the middle of the enemies, I use my shield like this, you know, and just to block their damage and waste their time. Basically, you have to see Pantheon's shield as a time waster. You want to waste as much time as possible blocking damage from the enemies while your team is going in, of course. So you'll see me do that as well, you know. I go in, use my combination, and then my third ability, and then I go out. And in this game, I got a redemption because the enemy is not burst based and we are not either. So that's why I got a redemption, to be able to out-sustain the enemies. Okay. Yeah, here I use my redemption, you know, just to give my team some heals. And the dragon is up. We killed the Yasuo. What do we need to do now? We need to go for the dragon and kill Evelyn. We have to kill Evelyn. Look, boom, I immediately go for the Evelyn and we have to kill her. As you can see, I'm just hardcore diving the Evelyn right now. Oh, he actually, the Braum, what a legend. This Braum is actually a legend. So as you can see, I was kind of hesitating whether or not I should dive the turret. But I realized that maybe Corki has a barrier, so I wouldn't be able to actually kill him. Oh my god, software update, really? Yeah. Boom, easy dragon. Yet again, you know, we're still snowballing the game. But it's getting a little scarier. And this is kind of the problem with Pantheon. And if you don't maintain the snowballing, you're gonna lose the advantage and you're gonna lose it hard. Like if you die a few times, you're really gonna feel it and you're really gonna lose the advantage and you're not gonna get it back anymore. So you have to continue not making mistakes. Okay. So this game is actually a really good example of me really utilizing the snowball effect. The only fault that I made is I was kind of feeding the Corki. I died to the Corki 2 times, which is terrible. And here again, as you can see, you know, the redemption is doing work. Very nice fight again. Look at this. I'm just going on the Braum, you know, I want to take his kill. Boom, easy kill. And now we're gonna finish up. I can stun her, of course, you know. Let's take a look at what's gonna happen. She shouldn't be able to run away because I can just stun her. He gets stunned, I stun her, and she is dead. This is the easy combo on Pantheon that is always gonna get you kills, you know, and it's gonna deal so much damage. Another thing that I have to say is you should really use Pantheon's first ability if the enemy is below 35% HP, because it's gonna crit. And the bonus crit damage is huge. I don't actually remember how much it was, but it's insane. Like you're gonna do way more damage if you do that. So if the enemy is at like half HP, don't use your first ability. Get them to 35% HP and then use it, because it's gonna deal like 1,000,000 times more damage. It's insane how much more damage it deals. So what we need to do here is fight. Boom! Easy kill. Look at that. As I said, my game plan is to catch Corki after he uses his second ability. I'm actually getting really low here. Uy. My team has to secure it now. They did get it, however. Very nice. Very well played. As you can see, you know, we are just way ahead of the enemies now. And this is all happening because of that early game that I did in this game. If I hadn't done that in the early game, the Ezreal would have gotten insanely behind of the Jinx, our mid laner would have gotten behind, and it would have been really hard to actually come back in the game, because they have a very well scaling team in the late game. Okay, so actually I want to say something. I've died 3 times now already, and this is kind of the moment where I'm gonna start to get weaker. Like I am actually gonna start to get significantly weaker in this game right now. So building a Stark's Gauge is gonna make me a little tankier, you know, it's gonna allow me to tank up a little more damage just for a little longer. But right now I have to change my playstyle, and you have to change your playstyle too, you know, when you're playing Pantheon. Like in the early game, ultra aggressive. And right now, what you need to do is just catch out an enemy, do your combo, use your shield and go out. That's what you need to do. use your redemption or proto belt or whatever. Just, you're not gonna be the main damage anymore. Your role in the game was supposed to be to get your carries fed, because of course you're gonna gank lanes, get kills, get dragons, everything, and I've done that in this game. So like, as I said again, in this game right now, I'm not supposed to carry anymore. I'm just supposed to provide my team utility and help them win the fights, because as you can see, they are carrying me now. I did my job to carry my team, and now they are carrying me. And this is the whole point of Pantheon. You get your team ahead, and then they're gonna get you ahead, you know, then they're gonna carry you. Like, I became an older man now, and they were children in the early game, but now they have become big, strong guys. So now they're actually carrying me as an old man, you know. But me as an old man is still gonna be the wise guy. I'm gonna make the big shot calls, you know. I'm gonna tell them what to do. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, like the old man and the big guy example, I'm giving this metaphor to really help you understand how it works, you know. It's basically what I'm saying, like, you know, the big strong guy is going to be very strong and going to beat up all the children. And the older guy, you know, he used to be a big strong guy, but then he became an older guy, like me right now. Yeah, I just flash over the wall, so I'm able to smite the dragon. And what I did there is actually smite and then my first ability, which is also fine, you know, you can smite like that too. Okay, again, like, we have 3 dragons now, and what we need to do now is force a fight at Baron. We do not want to drag this game on. We want to force, like, we want to do everything fast. Here, they are chasing my team. I use a perfect ultimate. Of course, I focus the Corki, because that's the main target, and easy peasy kill. This is what you need to do in the late game, guys. Utilize your ultimate, especially if the enemies are chasing your team. Your ultimate is going to be game changing, absolute game changing. And then of course, focus the right enemy with your second ability to stun them, and then finish them off with your first ability. That is the way to play Pantheon. That is the way to it. Wow. Okay. I think you guys, you should allow me to trash talk that guy, because he was trash talking his entire team while he was actually the worst player of his team, which is kind of awkward, you know. Oh, that was a beautiful shield, by the way. I just blocked the Evelyn ultimate beautifully. Yeah, their Nexus is at like 2 HP or something, 37 HP, yeah. GG. I really hoped you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you learned how to play Pantheon jungle. It's very important to play aggressive. Like, I kept repeating it in this video, but that's basically the fundamentals of playing Pantheon. As you can see, I got the S tier, and you know, we did our job. We carried the team. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.